What is going on, guys? Johnny on the track back with another video. A little late. Usually we record on Tuesdays. Today is Wednesday. Had some prior stuff, so figured we'll go Wednesday and we'll get the bets out to you guys as we look for the second race in the round of 8. Joey Logano obviously winning last week at Vegas to clinch his way into the championship 4. We've got Homestead, Miami this weekend. A great mile-and-a-half track, a lot of fun. Different lines can be run from the top line to the low line to the middle line. You've got guys like Larson and Reddick and Bell that can ride the wall, get fancy with it. Even guys like Stenhouse. Lot of speed to be made at this track, and it's going to be a fun one. I expect a lot of these big name guys to be up there, like a Bell, like a Larson, like a Byron. But I do think, even with that being said, I do think there's some pretty decent value on some of the big name guys. Real quick, before we get into the betting card, again, the partnership, as I always call out every week with the NASCAR betting preview show. It's how you can listen to the podcast version of this show, and plenty of other rather great motorsports betting podcasts. So what do? Podcast app on Apple, could be Spotify. Just search NASCAR betting preview show. Hit that follow button, and you can have plenty of great motorsports betting content from content creators like myself, getting you ready for the week that is Homestead, Miami this Sunday. And of course, the live NASCAR betting preview show live Wednesday nights on X, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Only 3 more times to watch that show live on X. So make sure you're tuning in, because those guys do a great job and get you ready for having a good week and making some money. And that's what it's all about. So with that, I'm going to give you one bet to start. Money line bet. You can also go top 5, top 3 on this driver. I like Martin Truex Jr. here a lot. If you actually look at the Homestead Miami numbers in the next gen era, you're going to find Martin Truex Jr. number 2 on that list, only behind, really, I guess, Mr. Miami at this point, Kyle Larson. But Martin Truex Jr. obviously won here before to clinch the championship all the way back in, what was that, 2017? I was going to say 2017. He won there, capped off that magical season for Furniture Row Racing. So Truex, great average finish here overall. A lot of top 5s. Obviously, like I said, the win always brings speed, especially in the next gen era. He's going to have a good car and little motivation. Obviously, he's retiring. He has not won a race yet this season. He'll be running a throwback Bass Pro Shops scheme to the one that he won with when he won that championship. So little extra something for Martin Truex Jr. to get his final win in his final season. That would be there would, when Keselowski won earlier this year at Darlington, huge applause. I think if Truex or Kyle Busch can pull one out in these last 3 races, the crowd will go absolutely nuts, and rightfully so. Both those guys deserving of a win, legends of the game, legends of the sport. So Martin Truex Jr., 16-1 on DraftKings. Good value for Emmett TJ at a favorable track. And then, like I said, his top 5 plus 200 and his top 3 plus 450. All great bets for Martin Truex Jr. I'm going to hit you with a top 10 bet now. Austin Dillon has a phenomenal record at Homestead, Miami. And seriously, when I like a phenomenal record at Homestead, Miami, let me go through some of the numbers for Austin Dillon last year in that horrific season, 10th. The year before, in an okay season, made the playoffs, but didn't have a great average finish overall, finished 4th at Homestead. The year prior, 12th. The year prior to that, 7th. 8th, 11th, 12th, 14th. You get the point. Austin Dillon, not a great driver overall, but when it comes to Homestead Miami, he is very, very good and can absolutely get the job done for a top 10. The number on him plus 350 for a top 10 for Austin Dillon on DraftKings Sportsbook. Shop around. I think you can probably find an even better number for AD3. But good bet there. I think Austin Dillon brings home a top 10. Um, Another guy that I like, and again, it kind of plays into the fact that you can like run different lines, get creative, run the high side. A lot of those dirt guys like Larson, like Bell, tend to run, the high side. And so with that, I'm going to look at a guy, and I know he doesn't have the best, finish history here, but I like what I see from Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I think Stenhouse is a guy where if you look at his top 10 number at 7-1, this year, honestly, some of the best tracks for him have been the mile and a half tracks where he's actually brought some decent speed overall. So to me, I look at Homestead, Miami. I think this is a good spot for Stenhouse. I know he didn't have a great run at Las Vegas, but I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that there were differing strategies. So I feel like the creativity of how Homestead is to be run, quite frankly, fits nicely into the talents of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Again, not the best finishing history here for this track, but coming off a Talladega win a couple weeks ago now. So I think he's still riding high. And I think Homestead is a track where Ricky Stenhouse Jr. overall, from a value perspective, measures well at 7-1. You look, right. A lot of people, I'm moving ahead here now. I'm going to Larson, right? A lot of people are going to be on Larson. And I get it. He's going to be probably, if not the fastest, a top three car. It always just comes down here to is that team going to make a mistake, or is Larson the driver going to make a mistake by pushing too hard? It's possible, but he is terrific at this track. The number plus 330, I don't love it. Again, I kind of hope he slips up in practice. I hope he slips up in qualifying, and we can get that closer to a 4 to a 5-1. I think if it gets to 5, you absolutely hammer it. I honestly think, and I don't say this a lot, I think if it gets to plus 450, I think there's value to take it there too, quite frankly. If it gets to 5, you hammer that bet. You hammer that bet because Larson is going to have a terrific afternoon here. No matter what, like in terms of a car, it's going to be a fast race car. You're not going to have to worry about that. I know like the Las Vegas car was really only about a fifth to seventh place car. I get it. But we're going to, Larson's playground, if you will, at this point, being Homestead. I think this is a great chance for him to lock himself into the championship 4, which he, is more than deserving at this point to get there from what we've seen this year. So Larson to win, I would take it if it gets to 4.5-1. I think that's the number where if at that point you can take that bet. If it slides even more to the like anything past that, you absolutely take that bet. I'm gonna also go to William Byron here at 7-1. He's won here. Not last year, that was Bell, but the year before, William Byron won here in the next gen era. He has been really, really solid overall at Homestead in his total career in the Cup Series. And then you take it an extra step to just the next gen era, and he's been terrific. Ranks 4th in total speed here. In my opinion, you look at Hendrick with a guy like Larson and a guy like Byron. I think even like winning team bet is a probably some decent value. I don't have the number here, but I think overall both those guys you feel pretty comfortable and confident that one of those guys can get it done. And I just look at the value with 7-1 for Byron. I think you got to take that just with the track history of what he's been able to do here. And then I'm going to go with Bell at 6-1. I think that number slides a little bit, but I do find value on Bell. To me, he is going to make it to the championship 4. He has been my championship pick. I feel very comfortable and very confident, excuse me, that Christopher Bell makes it in. He won here last year to clinch his way back into the championship four. I think he can do it again and clinch his way once again to the championship four. So those are like the main guys I'm targeting. I will say, I think my favorite bet is that Truex money line bet at 16 to 1. And I feel like maybe even if you shop around, you could find it maybe a little bit closer to 20 to 1. Actually, let me shop by going on Rhode Island Sportsbook so I can get a number. Let's see what that looks like if we all right, so still 16 to 1 for Truex on Rhode Island Sportsbook. Byron at plus 750, so a little difference there. So we can shop around on Byron. Larson plus 300, so even worse odds. 650 for Bell, so about the same for Bell, but a little bit better value on Byron, and about the same on Truex. But I still feel confident. That is my favorite bet, Martin Truex Jr. money line to win, as well as I really like that top 10 bet for Austin Dillon. He's plus 10,000 to win the race. I don't think it happens. But if things get crazy at the end with some cautions, I think he can be up there and have a chance at it. So plus 10,000 to at least sprinkle a little something on Austin Dillon. I mean, we can try it, right? We're still trying to go for the home run to end the season here. But as I look at it, once again, it's Truex, it's Dillon for the top 10, Byron, Bell, and whatever that flex number comes to on Larson, I'd say plus 450. I'm hoping it slips and slides even a little bit more. But I would feel pretty confident at throwing some money down at plus 450 for Larson at 3 and 3.5. I'm not going to take it. I just can't do that. I don't bet NASCAR for that. I've said that so many times on this show. I refer to if you want that, go bet the NBA. You can get a nice NBA bet with that. Go bet the Browns this week to win. You can win big that way. But in NASCAR, we don't do that here. Not on this show. Nope. So those are the bets that I am targeting this weekend. Want to know what you guys think? Put your thoughts in the comments section below. Give this video a like. It goes a long way for the channel. And subscribe for more content. We only get to do this a few more times to end this year. Like I said, my future championship bet is on Christopher Bell. I would recommend you take that as well. Until next time, let's win some money.